All right, and here's the video review for Unique Toys Siegfried. He is their version of hun-gurr, and there he is, kind of in his dragon mode. Now he comes with two sword weapons for him, which will show off in robot mode. I'm pretty sure he's going to come with this combiner mode rifle that can split into the individual guns, which I showed off in the Hagen video. And if you probably watched that already, if you're watching my video reviews. If not, it's up. Just go to my playlist and you'll find it. So yeah, so it comes with that. He also comes with the armor pieces, the waist plate and the chest plate. And you only really use these two pegs for combine mode. Plus they, oh, that comes off too. Oh, that's probably what all those pegs are for. Okay, so, but this piece actually rotates, and it rotates on a ratchet, which means I feel like there's a reason for that, but I'm not sure where it's supposed to go, honestly. Maybe this all splits up and forms armor for the dragon? Maybe I missed something. Like, I got no instructions with this thing, so forgive me if I'm not... If I missed something, I apologize. It's just because I literally had no instructions. I've tried to put this... I just realized this all comes apart. I guess... Oh, could you maybe rotate that this way and plug it onto his back here? Oh, yeah, here we go. So you can kind of give him some armor there in dragon mode. And I'm sure these places... These all have places to go as well, because there are some flip-out pegs here. Maybe on the... Oh, no, not there. But, so you can armor up the dragon. And like I said, I'm not entirely sure where all these pieces go right now. Because, again, no instructions. Also, I'm kind of curious as to what that tab does. So, just for the record, there may be more to these pieces later on. I'm almost positive I'm missing something. But without the instructions, I just have not been able to figure out exactly where all this stuff goes. So we'll reassemble the chest shield. If I find out, I will absolutely do an update on that. But yeah, there's the chest shield. Maybe some of these may combine with the with the foot pieces. Those all came apart modularly. Maybe there may be some extra secrets to this that I'm just not catching. So yeah, on to Siegfried himself. You can see he's kind of a long, skinny dragon. He does have a fairly articulated tail. His joints go up, and each joint goes up and down as well as side to side back here. So you can get some decent posing out of the tail here, which is nice. The heads are the legs, kind of traditional transformation for him. But there's actually an extra joint here in the leg. The hinge here. The heads are on ball joints. They're a little limited because of the way they sit between the shin guards. But you can open them. They got opening mouths. You can pose independently. Some really nice design work here. I kind of like his dual-headed dragon mode. And of course the legs they have ratchets this way, thigh swivel or mid-leg swivels, dual hinged knee joints, ball joints down at the feet on the front leg, and just a hinge joint here at the back on the back legs. And again, you got the joint here, rotational joint here, and then that hinge on the foot. So yeah, there is Siegfried's dragon mode. To get him into robot mode, obviously the first step, maybe not the official first step, but bring the legs down, bring the dragon head, open up the dragon head feet, just like that, in a very G1-esque transformation bit there. Coming up to the upper body, this is where it gets a little crazy. I'm going to pull these pieces out to the side. They peg on right here on either side of the limb. And then this piece right here lifts up, closes up there, and the whole thing doesn't collapse all the way yet because we've got to get his head out of there. But yeah, that's going to collapse. The tail just folds down onto his back. I thought maybe these tail pieces could collapse. I think it'd be cool if you could maybe collapse these tail joints, but it doesn't appear you can, unless there's some secret button I'm missing, and it doesn't look like it does. That would have been neat. So yeah, open up this hinge right here. Oh, you got to pull this down to open up this hinge. And then, now his head, when I got it, his head was folded in facing inward, the opposite way. And I find that if you leave it like this, it's a little easier because you can kind of get a finger under his chin and help pry his head out. Because if you have it like this, if you have it facing down where this is all it's facing out the back, it's really hard to find a place to grip him to get the head out. You end up needing like a flat screwdriver or something, a little prying tool to get his head out. If you rotate it around like this, you can kind of get a finger kind of hooked on his chin guard there and pop his head out. So I recommend doing that just for the easiness of getting it done. And once his head's up, you can collapse the whole body down all the way. And he does still have a waist swivel there, which is cool. The dragon legs fold around onto his back like this. And then these pieces come up, and there's a trick to that. Oh, they rotate up like this. This piece right here, you want to fold in, because that peg is what's going to peg it in up here on the side of the body. Just like that. And same here. Fold that down, rotate it up, peg it in to the side of his body here. Let me raise the camera up a little bit here. His arms come down, and they do have a outward swivel there. It unlocks, it clicks in. It locks into place like that, but it clicks out like that. So you've got some shoulder movement there, both this way and outward in robot mode. You want to rotate his arm around at the bicep swivel. Lift this up. And again, this one actually has an opening through here, so you can actually push the hand up as you rotate it down. And close that up. Just like that. And then the dragon claws here, actually want to fold this up first, like that. They kind of rotate it the right way. And get that past there. They sit up there like that, and then they can fold down onto his shoulders like that. And there is Siegfried in robot mode. And of course, he can hold his swords. Get him in his hands here. There we go. Hold him the right way with the blade facing the right way. Now he is falling back a little bit. Again, could just be test shot issues. Just because the ball joint here on the foot is a little loose right here. The dragon neck. You can push it up a little bit against that hinge. But that hinge isn't the problem. It's you actually want to have it a little forward, because if you push it all the way up against that hinge, that ball joint's just going to fall right back. Again, more of a problem, like I said, you tighten that ball joint with some floor polish or however you tend to do that with your figures. It may very well be tighter on the final release. These are test shots. I think I mentioned that several times, but just so you know, that may not be a recurring issue on the final retail version of this product. So yeah, there he is with his tail on the back. And again, ball joint head, although it is a little limited just due to the shape of the helmet. He's got the dual joints in the shoulders. He does have a waist swivel. He's got a bicep swivel, dual hinged elbows. He does have a wrist swivel, which is nice. He does have a waist swivel, universal hips. He does have that extra joint in his hip there for a couple of his transformations. He does have a swivel just above the knee, the hinged knee, and then the ball-jointed foot, which gives him a lot of posability. But again, if it ends up being as loose as this, it might some of those positions may cause him to fall backwards, because they are. He won't fall forwards because of the way the dragon heads hit the shin guards, but he's very capable of falling backwards if they don't tighten up those ball joints, or if you don't tighten up those ball joints when you get him. If it remains up to be, continues to be a problem. So yeah. Now on to his torso mode. We can go ahead and pull his swords out, flip his fists in. And of course, you have to unpeg all this stuff to fold his head back in. That's probably my one issue, is that I wish, like, you can't, the way these sit in front of this piece, you have to unpeg these and extend it. And why are you not extending? That should just pop right out. There we go. Slide that out, and you have to lift this up a little bit in order to fold his head in. Oh, I guess this has to. So for torso mode, I guess with his head there, you have to extend this down. So if you fold that down, there's a panel on his back as well that folds down. Tabs in right there. Like that. And then the tail opens up here and allows the combiner head to flip out. Plugs in, rotates around, and then once you can peg these back in up here, and then fold his dragon claws back up to either side of the head. His arms transform in such a way that you want to, there's a way to do this, because this should peg on, I'm pretty sure that should peg on there. But, does it peg on like that? Maybe I'm wrong. I could have sworn this pegged on here somehow, and yet I can't figure out how to make it do it now. Because of course. So yeah, I'll fold those back like that. And maybe I'm just wrong. It's entirely possible as well. Yeah, and then close up his tail. The legs, like I said, there's that extra joint in the leg because you can bend his, give him the wide hips for combiner mode. Rotate his waist around. Like that. Widens his hips. Rotate the feet at the hinge knee. And then, like I said, there's a hinge here so you can bring the whole dragon head forward. Here, oh, come on, there we go. Like I said, those ball joints are a little loose. And then extend. Well, that's the connector for his. How did I do that? Oh, you slide up. This should slide up. There we go. Ow, kind of. There we go. Those slide up. I'll say I knew there was something I was missing there in the leg. And you rotate these. Ow. Very strong ratchet joints. But flip those down to give you the leg connector pegs. Now his chest plate plugs in. There's just enough of a gap here. Like I said, I thought some of these pegs would help hold the chest plate on, and there's no place to plug them in. These two pegs right here on either side of this rotating piece plug in right here, and there's just enough room for this fin to sit in between there. And it does peg on. Once you get it pushed in all the way, it stays on fairly securely. Like there's not an issue with it's not going to fall off or anything, but because it only pegs in down here, leverage-wise, it's very easy if you bump it up here at the top of the chest shield. It's very easy to pop off or to knock off accidentally. Like I said, if you plug that in and pose him, he's going to be fine. You know, sitting on your shelf, he's not going to fall apart. It is a very secure connection if you hold it down near the connection, but any sort of leverage up here on the top of the chest shield will pop that right off, which is honestly kind of good because, like I said, it's not going to fall off under just standard display or use, but when it's time to pull them apart, that just comes right off. He's got this waist plate which plugs in right here. And it does have some ball joint. It's got a ball joint here and a hinge here and a ball joint behind that hinge and a hinge here, so you can kind of spread that out however you wish. It's got some movement there in how you choose to display it. You can kind of rotate it forward if you want. So it can get out of the way when posing his legs in other positions than straight down. And then it's just a matter of connecting everybody else to him. For the legs, that's a little bit of a pain because if you saw how tight, you know, like I said, everything connects very solidly. But if you saw how tight these were flipping down, it's just as tight to squeeze these into the connector ports, and getting them off is a little bit more of a pain too. They hold on very securely. They've got some little spring-loaded connectors tabs there. But you just take those and again, find the connector port, click it in. That clicked on easier than, it's a lot harder to get them off. But click the 2 legs in here. Okay, this one's being put in there. Okay. Oh, whoops. Okay, I slid the leg. Yeah. See, that one was so tough, I slid the leg down instead of actually plugging the connector in. Just kind of put some pressure behind the leg and then grab the leg securely. And just kind of push them together. There we go. So now his legs are on. Come up here and connect his arms on the upper body. Woo! So far back I can't. My tripod's not supporting it. All right, so I'll take ripper snapper, and again, you got to flip down his connector ports right here and right here, and then snap the arms on, just like this. They don't plug in as far. Actually, why are you not? Oh, okay, here we go. There we go. You kind of have to. The arms actually have a connector slot. I didn't notice that when I was putting them. They've got a couple slots there for to connect the arms on either side of the tab. So you kind of have to rotate them 1 click forward or back, or they just slide right off. Connect his arm there. Well, okay. Well, yeah. Okay, but then you can rotate these. Oh, you know what? I bet you that's why. I think I don't have these shoulders connected properly onto that peg, because I feel like if this should sit at an angle which would allow the connectors to sit normally. Just a guess, but and then you have him all combined. I'll put the rifle in his fist, and again he's got a little tab here. And for some reason, despite the fact that the tab is clearly delineated on the hand, or the slot is on the hand and the tab is here on the gun, I find getting it lined up properly can be a little bit of a hassle. Once you get it locked in, it'll lock in. But come on. On. So you can see there's the tab right there in the hand. Here's the tab on his. There we go. You'll hear it click into place. It doesn't actually click. I mean, it doesn't click. It doesn't latch into place or anything. It will fall out if you don't wrap the fingers around it. But you can give him his rifle. I mean, you can see he's a little front heavy with that rifle. So maybe when I rotate his arm back a little bit. But again, that may be an issue with the test shots. But there he is in all of his combined glory. He's pretty big. He's pretty posable in combined mode. He's got waist swivel. He's got ankle ratchets. He's got the ankle tilt as we saw on the feet. He's got ratcheting knees. He's got ratcheting shoulders. He's got the elbow articulation as we saw on that joint in the Hagen review. And again, you can do these wings however you want. And just for a size comparison real quick, I actually was sent, with these test shots, I was sent a KO, a knockoff of the original Abominus. So you can see him here with G1 Abominus, who also seems to be having some forward heavy issues here. We'll pull him back. And there he is with original G1 Abominus. He's quite big. He's roughly, he might even be slightly taller than Feral Rex in combined mode. But he's a pretty solidly combiner, or solidly tall, decently tall, securely tall. I don't know what word I'm looking for there. But he's a nice, good sized combiner, and honestly, this is like the first time we've gotten a full combiner from a company, and we haven't gotten announcements of like 8 other versions of him coming from other third-party companies here. If you want an Abominus, here's the one you can buy. and I like it. His head sculpt, I think if I have any problem or any objection with his combined mode head sculpt here, it's that it almost looks too heroic for Abominus. Like, that looks like it could be like a Magnus combiner, or that looks like it could be an Autobot combiner head, I guess is really my only minor nitpick with the head sculpt. I find that there was a lot of talk of like this figure 8 up here on his head, and I find that that shows up a lot more in pictures. It stands out a lot more in pictures, and in hand, it's really not as noticeable. It's a really nice head sculpt on the combiner head. I like it. Like I said, I just feel like it maybe has a little bit more of a heroic look. For whatever reason. But yeah, a really nice combiner. Hopefully some of the minor looseness issues there will be resolved by release. But there is Unique Toys Orden all combined. Alright, a quick update, because I did figure something out. If you rotate the arms like this, for combiner mode, one, this now pegs onto this peg and locks this whole assembly in place, which is great, because now these vertical pegs, the slots that the arms go on, you slide them on like this and then rotate them down, which means they stay locked on, which is nice, as well as the fact that if you do that, the elbows have a peg hole here in the front as well. So now these peg holes right here and these pegs right here now attach the shield. So you attach the shield down here as well as push those pegs on either side into there. Locks the chest shield on a lot more securely, as well as locks the arms on a lot more securely. That's how you do it. So apologies for missing that. It was just something I knew. So now you plug those in here and then slide those bits into those areas on the chest shield. That holds everything together much more securely. Come on. There we go. Locks the whole torso together better. Locks these pieces in place by allowing this peg hole to peg on to the side of the body here. And like I said, now that you've got these vertical slots, you can see there's a horizontal bar there. So now you take the arms, you plug them on like this, which allows them to go on. And then when you rotate them down to their normal arm mode position, now they're locked on securely. So if you do put the arms in a straight out pose, you have the potential for them to slip off. But all in all, it makes it much more secure overall as a combiner. So yeah, figured something out. Thought I'd update you. You can now lock them together much more securely in combiner mode. And I just wanted to make sure that got updated. I'm sure there's already comments in the video from 10 minutes in or whatever complaining about that, but now you know.